evening, cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And welcome to episode 2 reaction review of What If from Marvel. And this one is What If T'Challa was Star-Lord?
Yep.
Really what this was, though, is what if we took all the serious characters and allowed them to laugh it up the place.
Except for Sean Gunn. He's just always
Yeah.
the laughing.
He's always the laughy guy.
The joke.
Making the one-liners and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The idea of this episode was, instead of grabbing Peter Quill, they grabbed T'Challa, and T'Challa was much more of the wanting to be the wanderer and the exploring the world, and his father was very much against that concept. And Taserface and what was Sean Gunn's Kraglin screwed it up and grabbed T'Challa instead of Peter Quill, and then all hilarity ensues.
Yes.
But what really comes down to too is T'Challa's real, like, who he is as a person really comes out. Like, and his wanting to do good for everyone changes the Ravengers and changes the perception of who Star-Lord is. Instead of being an outlaw, he's Robin Hood.
Right. And everybody loves him, and he talks Thanos into not committing genocide, half genocide.
I did like the line, sometimes the best weapon is a good argument.
Yeah. Yep.
With Thanos, but the Ravengers being all built with Thanos and Kroth. If I don't look at his name, I can say it. Demon Jahuju. Jesus Christ. I cannot say his name. But him being a fanboy of Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And making, and like building, and Nebula's kind of this Scarlet, kind of like Starlet, kind of femme fatale.
Yeah. I mean, they kept a little bit of her augmentations, but they changed it to the Collector. It was, I don't know, she owed him a debt or something. And then Thanos and they all run around trying to save everybody.
The ultimate lesson in this episode was, for me at least, was the idea of T'Challa at one point in time wanted to go back and check out what happened to Earth and Wakanda and stuff like that, Terra, and Yondu lied to him and said that Wakanda had been destroyed and whatever. But it was a lot about found family and doing the right thing for the people around you, and that kind of thing was I think what they were trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as the second Guardians, right? With Ego and Star-Lord, and him being mad, Peter being mad at Yondu for stealing him, and and you're not my family, but Yondu really feels like he is, and then you kind of find out that he was really saving him, in a backwards kind of way. So it was still kind of the same message, just kind of spun around, different Star-Lord, and
spun around, but also allowing the characters as we know them, their true selves coming out. They still allowed T'Challa to be good of heart, a smart person, very capable in a fight, but he is Black Panther. He's the king of Wakanda because of who he is as a person, not because he took the herb and became superpowered. That was a bonus.
Right.
But his true self being wanting to be good is what really, like, that was the thing that kind of came out with me, other than the yucks that were going on the entire time. Some people who've seen the first 3 episodes said this was their least favorite of them, and I'm right now, I'm like, this is as good as last week.
Yeah, yeah.
I
don't know why you would say that, but we've only seen 2, so maybe at the end we'll be able to kind of rate them or rank them a little bit more. But I mean, yeah, right now I'm just enjoying them.
I'm enjoying them. Everyone came back and voiced all of their characters except for Dave Bautista. Now, I said in the previous episode that we were going to talk about this when it came up. Dave Bautista was the bartender at wherever they were at.
Drax was, yeah.
Drax was. And Dave Bautista said he wasn't asked to be in the show. And it's kind of come out that he was asked, but it wasn't he was asked. It was his people were asked, and they said, this is the rate, and they said no.
Yeah, because he's in it for a hot second.
Right.
I mean, he's got half a dozen lines, maybe. So, you can't pay everybody the same amount or whatever if you're in the studio for an hour versus a week,
Right. And from what they've said to us going forward, Star-Lord's going to show T'Challa as Star-Lord's going to show up again. Peggy Carter shows up again. So a lot of the main characters that these are focused on early on are going to be reoccurring later on down the road. Okay. And if that's true, you're going to have them, you're going to spend more time with them, you're going to do more stuff with them. And it's really easy for someone like Karen or Michael Rucker or somebody like that who already have a setup to do voiceover stuff in their homes because of the other stuff that they do. They could do a couple of lines, send it off in a file. I'm not saying that that's what happened with Dave Bautista, but at least with what it was laid out, how it's been laid out in front of us, it was very much his people were asked, his people said no. They didn't even send it on to Dave.
They didn't say no. They said...
Right.
Here it is.
And they said no.
Disney said no, or Marvel said no.
And Dave's already said, like, I'm done with this character after the next Guardians because I'm 53 and it's hard to keep this physique going. And I respect that opinion a lot.
Yeah.
And
but you could continue to. I mean, voiceover work doesn't. You don't have to look
at what they're doing with the Big Finish stuff with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And all the old doctors and companions coming in and telling stories. The character's too cool of a character just to kind of let it fade away.
Yeah.
But with this episode, I mean, I get it. He had, like you said, half a dozen lines. So I only bring it up because it was a controversy and stuff or whatever.
Did he ever come back out after that was released?
Him, no, but other people have spoken for him in conversations, and so.
But did he ever apologize or
not
acknowledge?
Not that I've seen, and I'm not going to say that he's really stand up about that kind of stuff. So
yeah, no, I'm just kind of because Marvel came back and said, yeah, we asked. We kind of don't know, right? At this point, we don't know if that's true, and it didn't get passed on to him, or if they're just trying to CYA. I don't know.
Disney's doing a lot of CYA right now with what Chapek said about Shang-Chi and the lawsuit that's going on with ScarJo and Emily Blunt and Cruella,
Emma Stone
and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of beeping going on at Disney right now. Their lawyers need to shut up. But for this episode itself, I really love this episode. I love the comedic humor of Guardians with all of the serious characters doing it. I love Thanos' line of "No, I'm just mad," kind of going at Ebony Maw and everybody.
Yep.
So he kind of throws a Hulk kind of line, but also he's the Mad Titan, so it kind of works there.
Yeah.
And then we get a post credit scene where Star-Lord is mopping at the Dairy Queen and Ego shows up and the Watcher says it's probably the end of the world.
Yeah,
but that's
this might be
another
the end of the
story.
world. Yeah.
So we might get more. We'll get a story down the line with
Yeah.
that. Which
Yeah, because, I mean, that's a plot hole if they don't close that up, right?
Yeah.
That he's the son of a, what do they call him?
Celestial.
A celestial.
Yeah.
So, which was the whole reason they were supposed to pick him up to begin with.
And Ego really wants to make the whole universe him. So if he's going to be the big bad of this What If series, it's an interesting conversation to have kind of going forward. That Ego's the big bad, like what Thanos was, but it's Ego who wants to make everybody like him. And if that's really what they're going to try to stop, then what's that mean for other stories going forward, like the Doctor Strange stuff, like the Peter Parker stuff?
Yeah, well, it kind of, I mean, I just sitting here thinking about it. Maybe they're lining everybody up to do an Avengers style finale where everybody
that's kind of
comes
like
in
a
and
two-part
has to-
finale. I think it would make the most sense. But this is only like 9 episodes or something like that, so they got a lot of storytelling to do in a short amount of time. So that is our reaction review of the latest episode of What If. T'Challa was Star-Lord. Let us know what you thought of the episode itself and our thoughts about it in the comments down below. Please be nice. That is a requirement around here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and follow us on all the social media stuff: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And until next time, cult members, and TikTok.
Oh, okay.
And until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, and good night now.